Hi, Rick. Thanks for joining us again.
Hello.
So, next on the menu, update of a classic. This time it's the Silex, which is, well, save me talking about it. You tell us some more.
Well, the Silex has been in the range for a number of years now, and up until recently was still on a kind of quite an old glass shape for us. The traditional idea for the Silex was it sat above our Joker model in terms of the range, and it offered something a little bit more stiff, a bit more supportive, particularly for trad climbing. So what we've done for 2021 is to kind of bring it up to date. It's got a new last shape, it's got a new cosmetic, and some new features, things like the recycled rubber I mentioned about the beaters previously. We're trying to introduce a number of features. So it's the last shape is a little bit more technical than the old Silex. It's flat lasted, but with, again, a concaved midsole section, so the toes are very slightly in a bit more of an aggressive position. The heel is higher tension than you would get on something like a Joker or an Alpha, more similar to kind of beta shape in that respect. But then with the lace closure, the lace is using our speed lacing type system, so it's very easy and quick to get on and off. And it's a 3/4 length midsole, slightly longer midsole, so it gives you a little bit more support. It's one of our stiffer midsoles as well, so for, like I say, big long routes, trad climbing, that kind of thing, mid-grade climbers, it's an ideal shoe.
When I first saw these, so I've got the women's version here, which is slightly narrower, lower volume version, but I thought immediately of a sort of, an all-mountain sort of shoe. I obviously reviewed the Ace a little earlier in the year, and these sort of remind me, they have some hints of the Ace.
They do. In some respects, it's quite a similar shape. And one of the things with the Ace was the Ace has a rubber coverage over the toe, which does two things. First of all, it protects the toes if you're in a crack or something like that. It gives you a bit more toe protection. But the effect of it is also to make it feel a little bit slimmer on the toe box, which I know the Ace shape tends to suit people with slightly slimmer feet. The advantage on a Silex is that because you don't have that rubber coverage across the toe, it allows you to open the space out a little bit more, and it doesn't kind of restrict that movement across the top of the foot. So it tends to suit people with it, those that are slightly broader in the toe perhaps than an Ace.
I was going to say the lacing on these does go pretty much all the way to the end on these. I was going to say,
one of the features on the original Silex that people really liked, so we wanted to keep that on the new one.
Yeah, I was going to say, as you were describing that just there, Rick, what I realised I was doing is I was hitting various mugs. I've probably got a dozen mugs across my desk right now. It was chiming like a xylophone as you were there. And I'm sure that we won't edit that out. But anyway, it's in now, and such is the nature from working at home. Anything else that we've missed? I mean, I know that we briefly touched upon the recycling of the rubber within the video we did for the beta, but just to repeat that.
So we're trying to introduce or increase the amount of recycled content we're using, across the board. So you'll see it on a few shoes that we're using. On the Silex, we have a similar proportion of the sole compared to the Beta Eco that has the recycled content. Obviously, the climbing zone at the front and at the heel remains the original rubber, so the Zenith Quattro rubber. But the middle section of the shoe, the grey bit of rubber, is the recycled content. And again, it has that green speckle in there, so it includes the recycled logo sections too.
The other thing,
really increasing the amount we're doing on that sort of thing across the whole range.
The other thing I really liked was the tongue as well, in particular, just because it's got such a lovely, luxurious, soft feel.
Yeah, it's a neoprene section there. So it's nice using that material because it offers good levels of cushioning, but without too much bulk. So you can end up with keep quite a low profile, keep quite a good sensitivity from the shoe, but without any pressure points from laces and that sort of thing.
It's one of the positives of actually being sent the product here, Rick, is for the variety of these that we've done. Obviously, I've occasionally been sent the product, which is the best case scenario, but some others I'm literally just looking at a screen going like, what?
Yeah, it can be difficult to tell, can't it, sometimes? I think it's always nice to ideally get your foot inside some of these shoes and get an idea of what the feel of them is like.
I guess one thing to say, who knows what the year holds, ahead of us, but the hope is that sometime you'll be seeing these shoes at a boot demo
Yes.
Now,
absolutely.
who knows when that'll be, and I'm not going to be the person to say that within this video.
Hey, I'm not going to jinx it by putting a date on it, but
No,
you know,
never.
yeah, let's say maybe later this year, fingers crossed, people will be able to try them out.
With these things as well, it makes so much difference to get the fit. So yeah, hopefully boot demos sometime soon.
Yeah, we've got such a wide range of fits across the board of what we do that it's always worth trying something on. It's not necessarily the case that you'll be the same, from different models within our range.
Brilliant. Thanks, Rick. That's great.
Thank you.